The dead woman's voice howls in your ears, and her lingering consciousness rends at yours. Her essence tingles through your bones and membranes. Insane in the membrane. It fills the spaces between your ears and behind your eyes, clawing deeper into your core. You see a gathering of men and women wearing robes like hers, their faces hidden behind masks. One by one, they approach her, whom they know is an acolyte, and she places her hand on each of their foreheads, searching their thoughts. She tests them with ritualistic questions, and they answer that their oath is sealed by the leaden key. She asks them of their tasks. She gives them new ones, all without a word. Okay, try to see the tasks. Her essence flares, fighting to boil your blood, burn your memory, and splinter your bones from within. I'm used to it. Yet between its strikes, you see flashes of something else. A tower, a prisoner, and a ruin. You funnel all of your concentration into a single effort of will, a sharp point that pins the raging soul in place like an insect in a display case. Awesome. With the thing under control, you're able to examine it and the three thoughts swirling inside. Let's talk about the tower first. You see a palimpsest of a neighborhood. Rundown estates are cobbled around a cemetery in an ancient tower. Savage shapes prowl the streets, and in the tower a man hunches over a strange mechanism. You can't see him clearly, but there's something unnatural about him. Somewhere nearby, you see a woman with a scar over her heart. You understand that she has something he needs. Okay. You also see a door in the base of the tower, a seemingly impenetrable slab of stone and copper. But then the acolyte reveals the invisible split between the perfectly matched halves, and you understand how the copper veins convert a command into action. You know how to open the door. Alright, what about the prisoner? In your mind, you see a building, magnificent with trellises and tiles, and located on a pristine boulevard. The wealthy and learned stroll in and out, trading knowledge and coin. Yet it also houses misery and madness. Somewhere within its rotten core sits a man, his hair matted, but his eyes alert. He watches and waits, a prisoner by choice. So I had two thoughts immediately that popped into my head. One was the Prisoner of Azkaban, you know, from J.K. Rowling. And the other one was the Jethro Tull song, Aqualung. Sitting on a park bench, eyeing little girls with bad intent. Do, 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 do. Hair matted on his head. I'm sure they were thinking Jethro Tull when they created that. I know, right, Laminith? Alright, what about the ruins? The Acolyte's vision takes you out of Defiance Bay into a town in the wilderness with a watermill. A signpost on one of the paths reads, Deerford. Several figures huddle together, shrouded in cloaks and hoods. An image of ruins suddenly looms in your mind. Two skeletal effigies flank a cleft in a mountainside. Okay, so I'm going to have to go to Deerford. Back away. Yeah, the Watcher. I need that. That'll be useful. So will that, and that, and that. Okay, new quest. The Man Who Waits. Let's see. So we've got 3 of them. Mysterious Ruins. Send operatives to find the site. Deerford Village, alright. Undying Heritage. Find the tower. And the Man Who Waits. Find the place of misery and madness. Okay. That looks like it might actually be in Defiance Bay. I might want to start with that. I know, right, gentlemen? I was just thinking the same thing. What's up, Apples? How you doing, man? Yeah. With bad intent. What's up, Apples? How you doing, man? Okay. Wow. Fine greatsword. Fine greatsword. I guess we won't have problem outfitting our party now. With the masks.
Of course.
Not gonna have any problem with that. Yeah, so it didn't matter what I said. Ooh, nice. That was still gonna happen. Ooh, what is this? Curse of Blackened Sight. Nice. What else? Combusting Wounds. Okay, like that. And Lengrath's Displaced Image causes the caster to appear visually displaced, increasing their deflection and reflex for the duration. Nice. Very, very nice. Okay. Let me
How may I
edit his
help?
grimoire while I'm thinking. So that's what it is. No, I think I'll stay with that for now. What about level 2? Been lurking playing Minecraft? Group lead and key with lead keys. I know, right, gentlemen? It does strike me as a little odd also, yeah. I had the same reaction. It's kind of like, wait, what? Let's see. I think I like mine better, but still. Whether by design or by consequence of the sputtering candlelight, the hooded statue's face is almost impossible to see. I have a feeling these guys are not going to be fans of the fact that I just killed the acolyte, but, you know.
I'm here. Nice and quiet.
This place looks like a secret chamber. Devotees have placed assorted keys, their teeth filed away among the runnels of wax. Okay. No, I don't, Thorg. Ooh. What is this? Shoot, I put it in the stash by accident. Torque of Defiance, only usable by Ranger. Plus 10 defense against Charm, plus 10 defense against Confused, plus 10 defense against Dominated, plus 10 concentration. Wow. That's pretty awesome. I mean, I like having a high perception, but I don't think I saw that. Mob Justice that doesn't know how to deal with enemies gang up on them with everyone you've got. Now you know too. Plus 5 accuracy when attacking same target as an ally. I don't think I noticed that I got that talent. That's awesome. My perception then would only be 8. But, boy, that right there is pretty damn good. I don't know. Maybe I can give that to Sagani. Okay. For a minute, I thought it was constructed like a giant key. And I was about to call it out and be like, but this is not supposed to be their place originally, but no. Yeah, it just seems like a waste, Bozo, because you don't use the spells, like, because you've only got a limited number of slots for those particular spells, it's not like switching the Grimoire really does you a lot of good. I guess it gives you more options if you're like, I really need to be able to cast between, like, choose between 8 different kinds of spells, but, like... Whoops.
The better part of valor.
Okay.
Yes?
Ugh, why?
I'm here.
Yeah. Really? Really?
Hey.
Onward! This is important!
I'm here. Yes?
It's going really great. Tremendous work. This is just going tremendously. God bless America. Oh. Thank you. Hey, what's up, Fire Snake? Alright, well that went spectacularly well. Not so much. Just love that he does that. Thank you very much, Gent. Yeah, welcome in, everybody. If you guys like what you see in here, please make sure to hit that follow button. I think we have the best community on Twitch. We are trying to move the channel towards partnership. So spreading the word about the stream is always appreciated. And, of course, most importantly, your presence here is always important. And again, I've been teasing this announcement. I'm going to continue to do so over the next few sessions. Big announcement coming up on Saturday, May 9th. Saturday, May 9th is a big announcement, so definitely mark your calendars for that. Okay. You are marked for death. You are going to get your accuracy going. You are going to debuff all of them. You are going to... Let's see. You're going to hit them with some confusion. You are just gonna... You are gonna hit them with Sunburst. And you are going to hit them with this. Break. Oh, it's the mercenary doing that. Yeah. No. You do this. You guys go after this.
Yeah.
And I would like you to knock him down. Welcome back into the fight, mercenary. And goodbye from the fight, mercenary. That confusion spell worked. Hey, what's up, monster? Solid game. Okay. When you come back, I'll be happy to talk to you about it if you like. It is good stuff. Whoa, hello, another grimoire. Outstanding. Yeah, I like it quite a bit. I think it's very good. Okay, yes. Do you have anything different? No, you don't. So, away you go with that. Another grimoire. Boy, whoever said I was going to be swimming in money eventually. Probably I'm up to like 10,000 gold at this point. Yeah, so why is everybody playing Crypt of the Necrodancer again? That game was like this huge, big flavor of the month thing, you know, a couple of months ago, and then everyone stopped playing it, and all of a sudden I saw today like 4 or 5 people that I'm following were all playing it. What's going on? Did it get re-released, or was there a DLC, or was it in beta and now it actually has been released, like, for reals?
Hmm?
Yeah, I'd agree with that, Fire. Okay, I want in this room. Okay. That's what I thought.
I'm here.
What? His mirror image is just standing there over his dead body. He's like, I've got... Huh, you will pay for your... Huh. All got the same thing. I gotta steal some of those grimoires. I don't need all of them.
Indeed.
What's up, Oski? It's being fully released on Thursday? Oh, really? It was in early access. Oh, God. Yeah, I'm just so not an early access guy. Developers approached me actually wanting me to feature a game of theirs on the stream, but they were in early access, and I'm like, sorry, man. It's not, you know, best of luck, but, like, get back to me when the game's released. What was I just doing?
I'm here.
Hello? Hello?
Cheese! Grain and oil. We're ready to have an Italian feast.
I'm here.
Okay. So is Killing Floor 2 just like a shooter MMO, basically? Alright, same... Second verse, same as the first. Hello, Initiate. Goodbye, Initiate.
Hmm?
Hello, Initiate. Goodbye, Initiate. Pleasure to see you, Initiate. Pleasure to see you. Go away, Initiate. The book lies on the table. Its pages filled with some kind of unintelligible cryptography. Alright. So far, so good. Wrecking face here. Alright, so... Save that. Horde mode, zombie defense, first-person shooter. Oh, that's cool, Muskie. Horde, it's Unreal Tournament style game with waves of zombies. Okay. It's funny because I think you guys did. Wait. You guys gave me like 3 different descriptions just now. Shooter with some RPG elements. Okay. Horde mode, zombie defense, first person shooter. And Unreal Tournament style game with waves of zombies. My favorite Italian restaurant, actually, Doctor, I don't know if this counts because it's more than an Italian restaurant, but it's one I mentioned earlier tonight, and it's called Beccafino's. Actually, not very far from where I live. It's an amazing restaurant. Really good. Level up a particular class, become more powerful, like a shooter with waves. First Killing Floor is like that, too. Left 4 Dead. Oh, that's cool. Yeah, I don't think that would be my drill. That wouldn't be my thing either, I don't think, but... Still, sounds cool, though. Web. Deerwood, and I've already read that part. Queen that was and still is, and I'm pretty sure that is someone I've already... Yeah. Thought I had 2 of those. Need to remember to sell some of those. Alright, what do we got? Scepter, which is not a big deal. 5 Valoon. Actually, wait a second. Two Peridot and 14. Alright.
Hmm?
I kill zombies because fun. So it sounds like it's got a little bit of, as far as the leveling up classes, It's got a little bit of Borderlands-ish feel, except that obviously it doesn't have the story that Borderlands does. Especially Borderlands 2, I guess. I am stockpiling books from my Keep library.
I'm here.
I wish they had done more with the Stronghold, I really do, but I have to say that it reminds me slightly... The first Stronghold-type game, the first game I ever played that had a Stronghold in it, even before Baldur's Gate 2 that had that, was Suikoden.
Will they be?
Hmm?
I'm so tired I'd pay brothel rates just to nap.
Alright.
Of course. Indeed.
The guy's like, maybe I shouldn't have let you in there. I'm like, nope. Well, I would guess, Rogan, that they heard a bunch of shouting and screaming, and then an eerie silence followed by me running along with my blood-stained swords and weapons. And they probably put two and two together. As far as moving from their post, that's true. I mean, they should have done something, like set an ambush or something like that. I'm with you there.
I shall be discreet.
But as far as knowing who was responsible, that I think they could figure out pretty easily. What have we here?
I wonder what this is.
Haha! Ooh, this floor has got a secret. Ooh. Oh, God. Wow.
Yes? The work of a moment.
Wow. Doesn't disarm. Damn, son. I know, right, Doctor?
Of course.
Wow.
The work of a moment.
Another spell ward amulet? It's my third spell ward amulet. Sadly, they don't stack. You think you hear the faint sound of whispering coming from the skulls, but the words are unintelligible. Oh my god, those are all skulls. That's lovely.
The work of a moment.
That X has saved me a couple of times. Thanks, Thorg. I think it was you that told me about that.
I'm here.
Thank you. That saved my ass a couple times so far. Well, you gotta play Call of Juarez, man. Get us back into it. Okay, so we found a lot, actually. This gave us 3 things to look at, although I think The Man Who Waits, Find the Place of Misery and Madness, a wealthy neighborhood that also housed misery and madness, that's Heritage Hill. That's Heritage Hill. That's gotta be, because I was there already. And that's already in the city, and I was going to explore that anyway, so I think that's a good next place to go. You really do love Juarez. Yeah, but of course, now you realize that you are required, you are obligated, though, to stream it. You realize that, right? You have to actually stream Juarez. You can't just be like, oh, I'm just going to play it just for myself. No, you must stream it. Of course, the thing is, I got to go to Brackenbury, too, because I got to go to the sanitarium and get that stuff taken care of for him. So I've got Heritage Hill. Go to the sanitarium. Tough call. Tough call. I can see myself going in either direction. Oh, and Aloth wants to talk to me, eh? Alright, when we get here, we'll do it. Soon. Someday. Plans. Ah, yes. Plans and soon, and yeah.
About my episode in the catacombs. There's something I should have told you earlier.
That's an understatement. I meant no harm. I thought I could keep it to myself. That when we resolve the matter of your soul, we would also address my problem.
I also have an awakened soul. But unlike yours, mine is a presence that shares my senses and my skin, making herself manifest at the most unwelcome times.
Ah. He closes his eyes and grits his teeth. His lips quiver and twitch with the vestiges of some internal debate. Several seconds later, he opens his eyes again. They're watery and bloodshot. Right.
I'm sorry. I've tried to learn to control Isilmir. I've gotten stronger, but so has she.
Tell me about Isilmir.
Artless, uncouth, a creature of rash impulses and feeble faculties. She wags her impertinent tongue when she should listen. Aye, this one's fit to boil. Hard to get this gaff over anything tisn't to do with books and spell speak.
I have none of her memories. Berath spared me that much. But her coarse manners and intolerable Heilspeak suggest a provincial from a very, very long time ago. She tends to surface a hair's breadth from conflict, and the fuse is burned down and teeth are on edge. And when she shows up, she doesn't stop to gauge a situation, she just acts. Seems reckless. That's it exactly. You recall the way she goaded those villagers in Gilded Vale? She doesn't think and she doesn't back down, and trying to suppress that has been my problem for years. Why didn't you say something sooner?
I learned to keep her a secret a very long time ago. Those with awakened souls are shunned, mistrusted. And after your experience with Meerwald, I'm certain you can see why. You need to be careful.
Is this going to be a problem?
Merely an annoyance. Although, Defiance Bay is said to have an entire institution dedicated to the study and cure of soul-related ailments. Since our journeys have already brought us to the city, perhaps we could speak with someone there.
If it's helpful to you, we'll go.
Thank you. This has been a great burden.
I'd like to know more about Isilmir. Such as? When did she awaken? My father was a strict man. He expected the best from his only child, and he didn't tolerate failure. At times, he could be rather adamant, particularly when he'd been drinking. Isilmir manifested on one such occasion. To be honest, I don't remember the specifics, only that he was more careful with me after that. He said that you'd learned to hide her a long time ago. My mother instructed me to keep her a secret after she first emerged. Oh, he's had her for a long time. She feared that knowledge of my awakening would render me an outcast. Even though Isilmir proved useful against my father, I trusted my mother's advice, and I've since come to see the wisdom behind it. Meerwald is an extreme example, but one that I can relate to more and more each year. Could I talk directly to her? Her usurpations are uncomfortable enough. I'm not eager to invite her into my consciousness more than necessary. Let's go something else. Okay. Expert on awakenings. Two-sided. Alright, I imagine that awakenings, blah, 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 study of illnesses of the soul. Well, that's where I'm going next. Okay. That's the game telling me then. That's the game telling me what I need to know. I need to head to the sanitarium. That's what's next.
If doubts and curiosity plague you, you're skinning your knuckles on the wrong door.
Region and its history.
Huh. I suspect the answers will... Huh. I suspect the answer...
Are those the same robes you wore at Helget? Why do I... Your memory is both a curse and a curse. I wore these on our pilgrimage to Helget, as well as after. I don't actually, Limith. No, I don't have yet. No, I don't have a cipher yet, no. We were to travel quietly, so few would know our religion, or intent. Like executioners with robes instead of hoods. How'd they get burned, then? These robes are the ones I wore at the Citadel when the Godhammer was triggered. Imagine a campfire, then a field of them. Then form them into a sphere and let it grow until it fills the air. Its violence ran through my stave and my spirit like 100 lightnings, and all around me was flame. It tore at my skin, even burst vessels in my flesh. But the robes survived. And you've worn them since? I do hope he's washed them. If Magrin deemed I should wear ash while dispensing her justice, then so be it. We exist at her pleasure. For her pleasure. Either way, she answers my call, quietly or loudly, but her colors seem weak in comparison to the acts one does in her name. And quiet is how I prefer. I find others of my faith do not tend to take me for a second glance if the fire of my spirit does not grace my staff. Oh, really? Okay, cool. It's violins ran through my staff. Okay, I want to ask him about Durance. Durance is an odd name. No more than Watcher. Durance is not a name, it is a title.
Durance?
What does your title mean?
We've shared the fire in a difficult road enough. Enough to know you're willing to suffer one and walk the other. Every god who has followers has a chapter solely for them, whether they know it or not. I know it. This chapter is not a thing of intent, but a flame that catches you. Everyone hears dogma and hymns and rituals in a different way. And whether they admit it or not, the fires that catch your senses all weave into a larger bonfire, which becomes your religion, your way of life, your road. Worshippers take what they want from the god, and then translate it. So it was with Durance. Was a man once, before he became the religion.
Was Durance a saint? Well, thanks, Doctor. Durance a saint? No, he worked for a living. An old soldier's joke, but it holds true for saints as well. No saint in his teachings. His disciples did much of the work, like soldiers heading out to war. His teachings are impolitic now. It was composed of several trials and lessons woven together for the sake of faith. Lack of a period. I'm not familiar with the teachings of Durance.
There is no scripture, no poetry or wordplay open to interpretation. Its disciples are often not welcome, so they walk the road. A physical devotion. Many a metaphor has killed a man, when it would have been best to show him the truth of it, as ugly as it may seem. Before Durance, I put my faith in a great many such words, and encouraged others to do the same. All were weaker for it, unworthy of the flame.
I just think about the road. I walk the lonely road, the only one that I have ever known. Don't know where it goes, but it's all alone, and I'm Durance now. My Durance laughs, the only one can find me. Okay. The devotions are from days when Magrin would not simply open her legs for any eager young initiate. Instead, she would turn away these faithful and ask them to wander the land to prove themselves devout. Based on the trials and judgments, then access to the god is granted. But it was up to each initiate to find the fire within them, and that fire rarely burned. We didn't start the fire. I don't know. All this fire talk, man. When first they came to Magrin's door and sought acceptance, begging is not what transforms one. But to say such now, the words are not welcomed as they should. Why is that?
The reasons are so many you would age and die listening to them all. But the teachings of Durance also included casting established clergy out who might need reminders of such devotion as well.
And no priest seems to be removed from his comforts, whether food, bed, oh boy, or a whore's horn mouth on his cock. What is this language? Every so often it's just like, wham language. Those are trials that few can bear to let go once the comforts have taken them. They see the trials of Durance as unnecessary for the continuation of the faith. Inconvenient, sometimes. They hold fast that there are other ways to spread Magrin's fire without leaving marks, as Durance taught. Hey, G-Man, what's up, man? I'm doing well, man. What do you mean, leaving marks?
As the disciples walked the road, the trials of Durance they suffered and dispensed
Not yet.
were also ones of justice. All potential converts, even the faithful, were tested for weakness. And if their weakness broke them, so be it. If they survived, then they were transformed, made stronger as Magrin seeks of all. Before I followed the way of Durance, I did not test myself. I did not test others. Weakness and injustice thrived around me because I permitted it to be so.
Why would the Clary object to your dispensing justice? Oh, yeah, Durance is staying with me.
Justice was not seen as our duty. Justice was a thing of Woodica.
And the debates on that ran fierce and hot. If any god should hold the reins to the keeping of any other, as I said, an unpopular notion. Might spread like a fire. Can't have that. Yet Durance reminded us that Woedica had once been burned by Magrin, and rightly so. If a goddess of justice must be burned to remind her of her place, well, then Magrin's clergy can remind others in a similar fashion. So you would punish others.
Transform them. If they broke, so be it. The greater the ruination of their flesh and soul, the greater their hope of salvation. It was the struggle that would strengthen them. One can have enough of words until you hunger for giving the red gift to some prattling fool, whether they serve Magrin or not. God and faith can drive a man to do much others would find difficult. Durance himself admitted as much. He did not relish the task, but he did not shy away from it.
And you follow this teaching?
All life does, whether by Magrin or not. The Saints' War made it necessary, and as distasteful as it may have seemed, well, now, every mark of Aethys, every weak soul that exposed our throat to the enemy, they would answer for every soldier and Magrin disciple that had fallen. I punished others, yes, men, women, children, and I did not spare the staff or any other instrument I felt would learn them and strengthen them. A purge not just of Aethys, but of frailty, a burning of dry fields, a sacrifice at the whore's altar.
You know, I really like Durance as a character, I have to say. I find this is one of the frustrations I had with that review that I was talking about earlier tonight. It's just unreasonable to talk about that it's a clone of Baldur's Gate. This is a good character. Durance is a character who would totally have fit in with the other characters that were there. I mean, God, put him up against Jaheira. Are you kidding me? Durance is good. I really enjoy his character. I'm not saying that, like, he's my favorite guy, like, in character. Like, in character in the game, I'm kind of like, whoa, Durance, what? But, like, you know, outside of it, in terms of the writing of the character, Durance is well done, I think.
But who needs her words when one has her flame to show the way?
So this religious traveling chapter was put down? There were not many of us. I am the last. And while there's no words or poetry to mar Durance's teachings, there's little to keep it alive if the fire dies. But that in itself is a test. The Saints' War gave Durance a new boost of popularity for a time. A saint to match a saint, ruthlessness to match ruthlessness. The fiercest of us, well, we took the battle to Aethys and Raid-Saras. It took strength to turn back their heresies, and I doubt many of Magrin's highest could have done the same. Then the teachings dwindled, died, as most flames do. But they still leave marks. You don't dress like a priest. It's as if you swallowed a gadfly. Okay, so he's officially done with talking to me.
Hey.
Alright, you have anything else to say? Okay, you're done. I've already talked to you.
Yes?
What about you, Kana? You've always got something
Yes,
to
my
say.
friend?
Nope.
Yeah?
And you.
As a peripatetic loner, I'm not privy to the latest news, but the Hollowborn Children is a tale that has reached even my reclusive ears. Or, rather, ear.
What do the Glanfithin Druins think of this plight?
It's been a long time since I've spoken with my circle. They'd probably tell you what I'd tell you. This plight was most certainly the consequence of someone trespassing into Engwithan places, not meant for folk.
I like Ader too, yeah.
I mean, what else other than the gods could inflict punishment of such impressive scale?
I just think they do a good job of making Durance a guy who's always kind of skirting slightly on the edge of madness. I mean, he's not crazy, but he's really kind of a zealot, but he's kind of a bitter zealot. He's like, yeah, I'll do anything for Magrin, that whore, and he's like constantly angry at the goddess he serves. It's cool. It's cool, I dig it. But I do like Ader a lot. Just because I like Ader, like, in-game as a character. Also, he's my basically only tank. So, what are your thoughts on the Hollowborn?
Anytime a life is separated from its soul, I wanted to pretend it was just a rumor when I first heard of it. In my youth, I'd cursed the dear Woodens for being ignorant to spoilers that breed out of control. But soulless babies? What heartless gods would inflict that kind of tragedy? No parent or child deserves to be a part of that horror. Need something? Curious about your compatriots? Whom in particular?
All right. What do you think of these guys?
He's nasty, brutish, and tall. So, two-thirds like me, I suppose. The circumference of his neck exceeds the circumference of my torso at its thickest point. They sure do breed them big and dumb in the Deerwood, don't they? No, I'm being a brat. Truthfully, I think the guy's a lot more gentle than he pretends. He's certainly got a big heart for animals, at least, which is rather telling of who he is under that soldier exterior. Oh, him? Him I don't mind too much. Though I could pitch a tent with the pole wedged up his anus. I could smell something funny on him. 2 cents? Not quite. Well, whatever it is, take note of his mood swings. I don't think he's unstable. I just think he has a lot going on up there.
Yeah, I think Haravius is a little too straight ahead in his kind of like, I'm rough and ready. I don't know. He doesn't quite... Something about his character doesn't quite gel for me. Any thoughts on Konarua?
Oh, I think I could fit 3 of me, plus a remainder of a 4th Haravius inside that giant.
Oh, it's Haravius?
Gods, am I glad he's friendly. And between you and me, he has a better singing voice than the prettiest lasses I know from my tribe. It's 1 part unsettling, 2 parts arousing. And it makes me wish I still had both ears.
What do you think about Durance?
Oh, love at first sight. It's like WoW carved an ever-changing gash in his brain, and every hour he's a different flavor of angry. Durance makes me feel like I'm the sane one. He smells like fear in the mornings and rage in the afternoons. I'm keeping my eye on him. He's a laugh, but he might someday be a problem.
All right, tell me about yourself.
My second favorite subject. What would you like to know?
How did you come to be trained as a druid? It wasn't, entirely by choice, not at the start at least. My ambition was to be a hunter. I merely arrived by a different trail. As a child, an Animfath came to visit. An honored guest is occasion for a grand chase, but I was left out, instructed instead to be cupbearer to the old wise one while the rest run hunt. I'm sure you can guess what happened. Wise Amenfath gives dumb child a shred of attention. We ended up talking until the hunters returned. He gave me this. He presents a rusted iron medallion fashioned in the likeness of a hound's head, a common icon amongst the frontiersmen, explorers, and other seekers faithful to Galawain. The Animfath insisted I be trained, and none of my village would defy him. Now, I don't need a bow to hunt.
My mother's crotch. You?
What a coincidence. I also came from your mother's crotch.
I grew up in Erglonfoth, specifically in and around Thane Bog. My people, the Fisher Crane tribe, are migrant stewards of the land. I've walked the whole of Glonfoth many times.
What's the story behind the symbol of whale on your eye patch? A whale is known as the eyeless face, so his symbol seemed a good fit for my eye patch. Whale iconography is rather popular in my home tribe, but it seems he's not as widely venerated here in the Deerwood. I remember thinking that if I consecrated my eye to he who obfuscates and reveals, then maybe with enough devotion, Whale would make use of the old ruined thing. Pulls in the eye patch strap and lets go with a loud snap. So if you think you see me staring at rumps and cleavage, it's really just the will of Whale controlling my gaze. Honest. What's your relationship with Galawain? I was raised as a disciple of the Seeker God. He is the champion of the hunt, be it that simple struggle for sustenance or the scholarly pursuit of knowledge. In my older years I found... Life has shown me I'm more suited to the ways of Whale. The furious hunt for knowledge often outpaces the journey to real understanding. Druids are known for changing in animals. What sort of creatures can you become? All sorts of things. Let's discuss something else. The Man with Your Scars is a story to tell. I'm just going to ask you later if you don't tell me now.
Yes, I suppose you should know. I struggled with spirit shifting, the final rite of passage in my druidic training. I prayed to Galawain for insight, and in the style of seekers of old, went to the forest, alone, to ask for guidance. Then I got my answer. An answer at least. In the form of a colored Stelgar that pounced from the underbrush and made a salient demonstration of its capacity to eat things 1/15 its size.
That's terrible. I'm thankful you managed to survive.
Aye, it only cost me half my face. And for the record, the Stelgar limped home with worse. As the beast was lopping off bits of my handsomeness, I remember trying to fight back, swinging with arms too short to reach. I felt I had the energy for one last swipe at the beast's nose, and when I lashed out with a punch, my arm felt twice as massive, and my fingers sprouted talons. In a rush of power, I shifted into a mirror of my assailant. Apparently, he couldn't pick on someone his own size. By the battle's end, his severed arm was in my maw. The beast limped away in defeat.
That's quite an impressive tale, he says without sarcasm. I thought learning to spirit shift would win me some respect. Maybe trap myself in a deer and lass with a lust for little men. Alas, I might have been better off staying a novice. When I wandered back to my village, they saw my wounds and asked what happened. I showed them. The name they called my form was the Autumn Stelgaer, and they were not impressed. The Riao of my circle believe the Autumn Stelgaer to be a heinous abomination. It is said that if it eats you, your soul is invariably lost. As this was my first and most intuitive form, they deem me a carrier of its evil. Even though I never so much as threatened my kin, I was ruled unfit and cast out. I don't know what message Galawain was trying to send. The only lesson I learned was that the Seeker God will punish you for seeking. You didn't choose your spirit-shifting form? No. It chose me, or so I imagine. I always assumed I would shift into a stoat. Seems more true to my nature. As the Obscured teaches, when the answer is inscrutable, one must be content to ponder the question. You at least recognized as a proper druid? No. But I know I passed an initiation rite 5 times more perilous than any of those kin betrayers that insisted I was a failure. Can you learn to spirit shift into something less terrifying? Already can and sometimes do. But the druids of my circle assign great meaning to one's first form. I'll always be unclean to them.
Well, if you don't know me, you can't trust me. And if you can't trust me, odds are low you'll leap in front of a flying arrow to save my life. I've been meaning to visit the druids of Twin Elms to see if they know more about my spirit shift. If our journey takes us there, perhaps they can enlighten me with more information about the Autumn Stelgar. But for now, maybe we can talk about something less depressing?
This is all about catching up on talking with the characters that I hadn't done for a while. Alright, what about Galawain and Whale? Oh, not sure what more there is to say on this subject, unless you're reaching for a religious debate. Tell me more about your thoughts on Whale. I came to know Whale in earnest in the first year of my exile. I asked myself why Galawain would punish me for asking questions. What just and fair god would punish me for doing as he asks? Questioning why I'd been mauled just drove me mad. At the height of my worry, I would have dreams where I only saw with my injured eye. My healthy eye became blind in my dreams. Well, so one afternoon I stitched a stylized eye motif on the patch. I like to think of it as my self-initiation rite into the Brotherhood of Whale. Whale is not an instructive or overbearing deity. He does not freely dispense wisdom and expects all of us to question and explore with our own minds. Whale reminds me that curiosity is being receptive to any and all truths, not hunting for any one answer. Does praying to Whale help make sense of the Stelgaer attack? In a fashion, yes. Praying to the eyeless face means letting go of the fear of not knowing, the fear of not having any answers. Some days it can be challenging to embrace uncertainty, but at least Whale does not demand celibacy. Speak of something else. What about Galawain? Consider it a lapsed devotion. I will always respect the Seeker God, but he visited ruination on me when all I sought was knowledge, just as he taught it should be. Galawain left his mark on me. When I see my shifted reflection, I'm reminded of his presence. Galawain still inspires my fear, just not my worship. Do you think there's any possibility that Galawain is trying to help you, albeit in strange ways? I suppose that maybe. Certainly there's a chance Galawain was trying to help by making me blind and deaf to everything on my right side. But put yourself in my paws. Do I then go back and commune in the woods to him again and invite another attack? It would be a suicidal leap of faith to ever go asking Galawain for anything. Anything. Thank you for sharing. We should be on the move. And thank you for listening. Alright. So that gave me a quest. I think we're now caught up on everybody, actually. Look at those quests starting to pile up. Those quests. Those quests, though.
On your word. Yes, my friend?
Alright, good. Everybody's done. Lovely. Alright, so the sanitarium is going to be the next place that we're going to go, although we're not going to do it tonight. But the sanitarium is going to be our next target.
So, Alof, have you ever woken up to find your other half used your body during the night?
Oh, God.
I don't think I understand you. And I'm not sure I want to.
Well, I've found that if I go to sleep hungry enough, I wake up covered in blood and delightfully full.
I like how Aloth is just silent. He's like, really? Alright, let me save this spot here. Delete that. Delete that. And... basically, yes, an awakened soul in the body, yeah.
Yes?
I'm still searching. Alright. Brackenbury. That's where the sanitarium is. That's where we're going. Wait, actually. No, we're not. First we're going here to sell stuff. Then we're going there. And while we're at it, how are we doing on that stronghold? Okay. One day, 5 hours. Alright. Getting there. 10,000 gold. I know, right, Demiser? Yeah, ... Exactly. Exactly. I guess the only thing I would say about that Laminith, though, is that remember he's been doing it since he was a child, so it's very normal to him. You know, things that you would imagine as being something which would just be overwhelming to you, you know, states, conditions that people have, those can be things that people just sort of deal with, you know what I mean? Like, get those things set up. You know, like, I mean, in other words, they're used to it. They've gotten used to it over time, even if it seems completely extreme to you. So,
Greetings.
I'm not sure that I buy that he's reacting strangely. I think it's probably the way that he would react. All those weapons. Not as much of the Zarup ones, but... Fine wand, fine scepter, fine greatsword, fine greatsword. Oh my god, with the 2,000. Wow. I'm gonna need one of those. I don't need all these grimoires. Wow. Nice. 12,000 gold, yep.
Hmm?
Yeah, I can see why people said that we're going to be swimming in money. I see it. That's pretty much it. Yeah, Mizu, it's true. I am getting quests really fast. It does feel like Defiance Bay is the city of quests. I have had people say, I've seen on the forums, and please don't tell me if this is true, okay, because this would qualify as a spoiler.
Talk to your,
Hold on a second. But I've heard a lot of people say that Act 3 is not as well paced. Act 3 is kind of a letdown from Act 2. I don't know if that's true, but I'm just bringing up the fact that I've heard that, and I don't know, you know. I'm not entirely sure what to make of that, but that's the case.
You know, your friend.
Maybe I should rest.
What is it about Isilmir? I'm right here, you know. Well, I feel like I don't get to spend as much time with her, and she's just so funny. I mean, some of the things she says are not nearly as funny when you've been hearing them for 50 years. Hmm?
Right, let me do resting first. It could, but remember that she also, I mean, the fact that she's sort of a, free
Indeed.
spirit and all that, she doesn't want him to be killed,
Good day,
right?
Ian.
So it's in her self-interest to make sure that she doesn't distract him, like, so seriously that he's going to be screwed, you know? Let's do it. Resist it! Yeah, resist it. Okay, now fatigue is gone. Oh god, what? Trolls and oozes will attack the stronghold in 5 days. Guess I could go resolve that fight quickly. It's a little bit annoying, but... Alright. Let's resolve this quickly.
I'm here.
Alright, let's head to Caed Nua quickly and do this. I appreciate that, Doctor. Well, you're going to see me again. Listen, you're going to see me again day after tomorrow, man. Yeah, and this has been a lot of fun. Again, the best way to help, guys, is just keep spreading the word about the stream and keep bringing other people in. Follow me on Twitter. You know, spread the word about the stream to friends and neighbors and distant relations. You know, the more that you guys do that, the more the stream is going to continue to grow and build, and the community will grow and build. We're almost at 3,000 followers now, which is pretty awesome. That's true, Limit, but part of that may be sort of testing Aloth as well without... Because, I mean, he is a little bit... some people I've heard have said that they don't like Aloth. I actually do like Aloth. But I can understand people saying that he's a little bit kind of like... Sometimes you're like, dude, lighten up, you know? 1, 2, 5. 3, my lord. 3. 3 is the number that shall be counted. 2 shalt thou not count, except as thou shalt immediately then proceed on to the number 3. 4 is right out. Alright. How are we doing on this upgrade? 51 minutes? Okay. There's no way for me to wait for 51 minutes, right? I can't just, like, put in a command to wait for 51 minutes, I don't think. Because that'd be really useful. I'd like to be able to just wait for an hour. Set on fast mode? Oh, yeah.
Animancy seems to be the topic of the hour here.
Whoa.
You've closer dealings with souls than I do. What do you think of it?
You're not as interested in the subject? Oh no, I find it fascinating. I don't think you can really study the Engwithans without delving into the techniques and research that animancers are pioneering today. It's all very organized, I find. Dosages and measurements. Whereas with the Engwithans, their gifts with Adra and soul energy seem more like art. The one is a star chart, and the other is a ballad sung by a lonely pilot. Owner of a lonely pilot. Okay. So... Okay. That's taken care of. Right. Completed. It's going to take 3 days. Alright, let's do it.
I shall.
Okay, now I'm going to wait for a minute, resolve it by getting rid of them, then I'm going back out to Defiance Bay. Alright, Trolls and Oozes, let's do it. Let's do it, Trolls and Oozes. Wow. Really? In here, huh?
Word to Ansaru.
Okay. You are marked for death.
Yes?
Okay. Let's see. Everybody attack him. You attack him. You summon the worms. And wounding shot on you.
Die!
Okay.
Yes?
All right. Let's see. Did you heal him, please? Okay.
Yes?
All right. Victory. Oh, that's fine. I'm actually turning in shortly myself, gent. In fact, I wasn't going to do all this until all of a sudden it popped up and it's like, your stronghold. And I'm like, oh, damn it. Okay. So that, I assume, took care of that, right? Two days, 25 hours. All right.
Hmm?
See, the annoying thing about having to travel back and forth here, though, is that now I'm going to go down. I've already rested, right? So now I'm going to go travel all the way back to Defiance Bay. I'm going to get there and be immediately fatigued again. So it's like... Alright, sounds good. Have a good night, Jen. Thanks for stopping by, dude. Always a pleasure, sir. Okay. Love that person's line. It's awesome. Okay, right. So let's go... Save it here. Then we're going to go down to Defiance Bay. We're going to rest. We're going to go to Brackenbury, which is where I intended to go in the first place. And then we are going to save it. We're going to do the giveaway, the raid, and then I'm out, and I'll see you guys the day after tomorrow. So that's the order. So first step is to get to Defiance Bay. My party's doing pretty well combat-wise, though. I'm fairly happy with them so far. Okay, and we're going to Copper Lane. Copper Lane is in my ears and in my eyes. Love me that song. Okay. The day after tomorrow. Yep. Donor Scion seeking employment. Who is that? Who is Dunrid Scion? Who's that? Is that some dude? Can I... Oh. Who are you? -2 prestige, +2... Why does he drop my prestige? So I lost some people. Yeah, I guess. I mean, my prestige is in pretty good shape anyway. So... I'm assuming this means he's kind of a badass, so I'm going to hire him. Okay. And this thing is going to be done in 2 days, 2 hours. Getting a fair amount of that completed. Probably my next step would be to do the towers, I would think. Then the security will be in pretty good shape. I guess I might do the craft hall. Continue to want to build my security as much as I can. Actually, the Warden's Lodge would be next. And then the towers. And then once the security is done, then I'll start working on things like the library, the prestige. I wanted to get the security up first because I started worrying, before I started worrying about prestige.
Of course.
Because prestige could attract attention from bandits and everything else, and I want my security to be uber high first. Oh, interesting. They're not fatigued yet. That's interesting. Okay. Alright, cool. Well then lovely. Then we're going to Brackenbury. Yeah, I guess so. Brackenbury is up next. So far, I'm happy with, like, I love Ader, Durance, Aloth, and Kana as, like, a combat party. I'm still not crazy about Haravius. And if I get someone else, like a Cypher you guys have talked about, or someone else, I might replace Haravius. I don't particularly care for Haravius that much as a character, and I don't find him very interesting. And, I still don't think he's been that effective. I mean, the Druid does have some awesome spells, but I just don't think that there's a lot of synergy with my party yet, so we shall see. If a Cypher shows up or if someone else shows up, I'd probably give them a try. Haravius would be the obvious replacement. Others, I don't know. I mean, because I like everybody else. You know, Kana, those worms have saved my butt on a couple of occasions, so I don't want to get rid of Kana. So, okay. Brackenbury. Where's the sanitarium? There it is. That's where we're going to be going next, is the sanitarium. It's amazing how many NPCs with the yellow name tags there that exist. Because they all are... I mean, all of those guys, every single one of those guys spent $1,000, I think it was $1,000, to get into the game at this level. It's amazing. So many people were willing to do that. Double Ranger. Yeah, I thought about that. I thought about that with Sagani, yeah.
Hail, traveler.
Do you mind? I'm rather busy. What are you so busy with? I'm studying soul attachment. We all know that soul moves into people at birth and out of them at death, but we still have a lot of questions about what makes them stick, so to speak. What do you mean about making them stick? Souls power bodies and give their tissues life, but only when they're firmly attached. It's separation that leads to a whole spate of soul-related ailments, including the Hollowborn. But if we understood how to reattach souls, we could end Widewind's legacy. Maybe even conquer death. That's the theory, anyway. Unfortunately, I don't have all the research I need to put it into practice. What exactly do you need? There's a manuscript called The Theorems of Pandgrim. It contains research from Pangrim's experiments on detached souls. I already got that. The Hall of Revealed Mysteries is rumored to have a copy in the Elder Archives. Pangrim's work is considered to be one of the more, daring animancy texts, not something generally circulated among novices, nor easy to get a hold of. I wonder if we might have a peek at it. The theorems could advance my research by leaps and bounds, but Grimda, the High Archivist, worships Whale, which means she has some paradoxical views on sharing and restricting knowledge. And since she's not exactly a proponent of animancy, she tends to restrict the kinds of information that would be useful to me. Sorry to hear that. Look at me spilling my troubles. It's kind of you to listen, but I should really get back to my work. Anything else? You'll never believe what I found. Lady of Lament, you really found it. I can't believe it. It really exists. Thank you so much. This will be invaluable. Last moment gives you a bag of coins. I was glad to help. See, I have some questions about the theorems. Actually, I don't need to know about that. I already know about Widewind's legacy. He's like, go there. Actually, don't. Nice. Free experience. I already had that book, so I was like, how much did I get? 4,374 experience. There you go. Not too shabby. Yeah, you're right, Thor, because I'm definitely hurting for gold. 10,000 gold, man. Oh, it's cool that she's now got the... Now she's got the book. That's cool.
Yes?
Alright, the sanitarium is set up. So the next order of business when we start the next time is going to be to go into the sanitarium. I'm going to be going in there to discover... I'm going to be discovering somebody, an expert on awakenings, to help Aloth. There's that. And I'm going to be trying to help out Helig of Thane so that he can tell me about Rowena for Dalton. So I'm doing that. And I think that's it. So those two. Get those out of the way. And then we will Undying Heritage. Not Undying Heritage, maybe Heritage Hill. Then I have to ask the guards about this place of misery and madness. We'll do a little bit more of the main quest, and then maybe explore a couple others of these areas. So, lots to do, lots to do. But all fun times. All right. Good stuff. Fun times. All right, folks. This was good stuff. Good stuff. I enjoyed this. What is this, Steam? Oh, Trine 3. Really? The Artifacts of Power. They have a new one. And Don't Starve, and Total War Attila, and Assassin's Creed Chronicles China, and Game Loading Rise of the Indies, and Killing Floor 2. Thank you for telling me all this, Steam. Really appreciate that. So helpful. Okay. All right, guys, this was a lot of fun. So, again, as you guys know, next up for me is going to be the day after tomorrow, Thursday evening, somewhere between 8 and 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, when we will get started on day 10 of Pillars of Eternity, and we will continue to advance forward with Defiance Bay. But I've been having a good time, and I hope you guys have been as well. Again, spreading the word would be an enormous help. Friday, I don't know if it's going to be more Pillars or if it's going to be Icewind Dale. I have to get in touch with the guys, and we'll see what they say, and depending on whether or not they're able to do it, if not, then we'll definitely be here for some more Pillars of Eternity. But either way, spreading the word about the show would be much appreciated. Now we're going to do our giveaway. Yeah, I think everyone is probably, it's late, so people are going to be heading off to sleep now. So giveaway time, people. So tonight you're going to have a choice of one of 3 of the following games, and they are as follows. First of all, coming from Messiah, DMR, coming from Messiah, the Cat Lady. Choice number 1 is the Cat Lady if you win tonight. That's option number 1. Option number 2, and this one is coming courtesy of, let me see if Xanos, if I can give this away for Xanos again. Far Cry 3 Blood Dragon. Far Cry 3 Blood Dragon. That is choice number 2, coming to you from Xanos. And choice number 3, courtesy of the Gentleman B, is going to be Puzzle Agent. So choice number 3 is going to be Puzzle Agent. So again, your choices are from Messiah, the Cat Lady, that's option number 1. Option number 2 from Xanos is Far Cry 3 Blood Dragon. And choice number 3 from the Gentleman B is Puzzle Agent. And your giveaway word for today is going to be, let's see. This one's just for fun. 2 souls, since that whole Aloth thing was going on. 2 souls. That is your word if you're interested in winning one of these 3 games. 2 souls, and while you guys are looking to do that, while you were entering, I am going to double check and see who we're going to be rating for tonight. What's up, guys? None of them interest you? Oh, that's fine. If they don't interest you, not a big deal. So again, type in the word 2 souls. 2 souls if you guys are interested. Wow, we got like nobody on right now. Okay. I think I know who we're going to go to. Thank you very much, Fallen. Can you save giveaway points? No, sorry, Doctor. Can't do that. If you're not interested in winning one of these, I try to do a giveaway pretty much after every session. So if you're not interested in winning this one, then hang around, because there's a lot more games where that came from, thanks to the super, super generous viewers that I have. So I got lots of them to be able to give away. 2 souls. Yeah, so again, type in that word, 2 souls, if you guys are interested. 2 souls. Last call, last call. Yeah. Believe me, Fallen, you'll be the first to know. The giveaway limiteth is between one of the 3 following games. Either courtesy of Messiah, one of Messiah DMR, the Cat Lady, that's choice number 1. Choice number 2 will be Far Cry 3 Blood Dragon, that's choice number 2. And choice number 3 is Puzzle Agent, that's courtesy of the Gentleman B. So there are your choices. Cat Lady, that's choice 1. Far Cry 3 Blood Dragon, that's choice 2. And Puzzle Agent, that's choice 3. You don't enter because of your luck? Oh, you're worried that you're going to win it? You know, I don't have a rule about that. If somebody ever starts winning so much that I think it's a problem, I'll put in a restriction, but I haven't had that issue. No problem, Lilith. All right, last call, last call. And the winner.
Apples. Axe.
Dun dun dun.
Hack rig.
What's it gonna be, Apples? What'd you like, man? Cat Lady. All right. I've heard good things about the Cat Lady, actually. So that might be a good choice. And this is a Humble Bundle code, by the way. I'd be interested, Apples, for you to tell me what you think about the game. I'm not sure that it's a game that I'd want to play, but I've heard a lot of things about it. So... So I'd be interested to hear what you think. But just let me know and make sure that it actually works. And that is courtesy of Messiah, and it is on its way to you as we speak. And also Messiah sent me... What else have we got here? Oh, wow. Speak of the devil. I was about to say that. I thought I had seen something like this. I don't know. I think Messiah is probably not here anymore. I think she may have left. But she also just gave me... because of the Kickstarter, 2 more of the Shadowrun games, Shadowrun Returns and Dragonfall Director's Cut, that are Humble Bundles. So that's really awesome. So Messiah, if you're here, thank you, and if not, I will have to contact it as well. Horror game? No, I don't think it's a horror game. I don't think so. I don't know. But anyway, hack the bot once every couple months to avoid suspicions. Yeah, exactly. All right, folks, so we are going to go do a raid, and the way that we do a raid here is this. We type in the Arvanauts have landed, followed by Volcania. That's capital Volcania. But the key is not to do it until you hear my audio outro. So as soon as you hear my audio outro, that's when you go over there and drop that stuff down like a mighty stream. You drop down all of the information at that time, but you don't do it before then. So as long as you guys are able to do that awesome thing of discipline that you guys are so good at, I'm sure, you were able to really help out the channel and help out, of course, the channel that you're rating as well. So doing both of those things would be a good thing. So we're going to do that in just a minute, but before we do that, I just want to say thanks to everyone who made the stream possible. Before I do that, though, remember, I'll be back at you Thursday night Eastern, Thursday night around 8, somewhere between 8 and 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and we'll be moving on to Day 10 of Pillars of Eternity. Also remember that May 9th, Saturday, May 9th, is a very special announcement, so please spread the word about that because I really want to have as big a turnout as possible for that stream. Now, with that said, let me thank everyone who made the stream so wonderful. First of all, my wonderful mods, thank you to Apples, thank you to Demiser, thanks to Dragonspear, to Fallen, to Anominatus, lurking in like a boss, and thanks also for the retweet, and to Thorg. Thanks so much to all of my mods. Great job tonight, guys. Thank you to Thorg. You actually got to hang out in the whole cast because you didn't have to worry about getting things spoiled. So, thank you to all the viewers as well. Accidental Aggro, I think is what that is. That's cool. I like that name, Accidental Aggro. I hope you like what you saw and heard and will follow. Thank you for being a part of the stream. INK Enforcer, what's up, man? Make sure that you follow INK. He's a really good dude. Axeman, Dr. Firesnake, all regulars of mine. Good to see all of you guys. Firesnake has been streaming this game some as well. Forjot, that name sounds really familiar, Forjot. I think you may have followed me, but if not, welcome into the stream, and if you have followed me already, then welcome back to the stream. Good to see Gamer Tanuki, Ghost SSD, both regulars of mine. Gravioli, I don't know if you followed me or not, Gravioli, but again, same thing. If you have, thank you, and if you haven't, please consider it, and thank you so much for being a part of the stream in any case. Gray Dybbuk, always a pleasure to have Gray Dybbuk in here. Twitter God, thanks again for retweeting it. I appreciate it, Gray. And of course, all the voiceovers that Gray does, good dude. Instant Crush, I'm pretty sure Instant Crush has not followed me before, so thanks so much for being in the stream. I hope you like what you saw and heard and will follow. Always, of course, thanks as always to J-Dog, to Kanumi, to Kais, to Lee, to Laminith, to Love Shack, to Mizu Fluffy, to Mosky Bear, to Optic Nerve Productions, all regulars of mine. Thank you guys all so much, and of course, you should be following Optic Nerve Productions as well, because Optic streams also. He's part of the Infinity and Beyond crew. Sayara, I'm pretty sure that Sayara that you followed me before, so it's good to welcome you back in, Sayara. Thanks for being here again. Of course, Roix, who I know very well. Good to see you again, Roix. Squeaky Fox, The Buttonist, Toto Herbs, Trendane, Rogan, and Zebchi. All regulars of mine. You guys are all the best. I love you all. Best viewers on Twitch, and I'm going to see you on Thursday evening. Now, we're going to go raid, but again, do not do this. Do not do this until you hear my audio outro. We are going to go over here. I have not had a chance to raid Duty Calls for a while. He's only got 6 people in his stream. Let's get him some more people. He's playing Diablo 3. Duty's a good dude and has been a big supporter of the stream in the past, so let's give him some love as soon as you hear my audio outro. That's it for me. Love you all. Best viewers on Twitch, and I will catch all of you wonderful people on Thursday night for Day 10 of Pillars of Eternity. Till then, be good to each other. Have a good night.
Fresh and new, when it all seemed clear to you, when your aim was straight and true. Were your mind untroubled by the questions in the dark, content to play your part, open pathways to your heart? Were your life untainted by a host of broken dreams, when all your acts were queens, understood all that it means? Could you have understood the way your life was bound? Did you ever wonder how you got from there to now? Oh yes, you're gonna fly away from here, where the sky grows more clear, and your problems disappear, drift away down below. Watch them go down to your friends, where the trouble never ends, and there's always just one more day left to go. rush now through your pile of broken lies, and your set of fake goodbyes, another cynical disguise.